Hello everybody, welcome back again to another full course design tutorial. We're on to episode 5. Back in our last episode we started laying down hole 2 and we've got the general layout down, but no polish to it yet. We still got a lot of work to do with elevation, bunkers especially, which we're going to start with, and then we'll start figuring out the T-box. And hopefully if we have time we'll get into some planting as well. So let's jump right in. And I'm going to start up by the green side bunker. This big one here. I like it. I think it's just sagging a little bit down the hill too much. So I'm going to bring that front edge up a little bit with my fuzzy brush. And also I think this hill is a little too steep. So in order to kind of make it not as steep, I'm going to go about midway down the hill with a fuzzy brush and click down, and that makes it significantly less steeper. Same with this, so I'm going to do a gradual downhill here. So now see, we've gotten rid of the big elevation. It was a big steep wall. Now it's much gentler. I'm going for more rolling, a more rolling look. Flatten this out too. There. Okay, so again, I'm just going to bring this up a little bit more. There we go. And now with those green side bunkers here, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to take the back ends of these and I'm going to raise them up. They're just a little bit too flat. So I'm just taking my oval shaped fuzzy brush, going about 2 or 3 feet, and I'm raising them up a little bit. Just adds a little bit of, well, it just makes them a little bit more visible first off, which I think is going to help. I just noticed here, I was just looking at that side hill here that's been auto-generated. I think that would be a great place for the third tee. And we might move the third hole down that way. But anyway, that's for later. Let me just take a look at the plot here. We've got lots of opportunities to do stuff here, so. Anyway, let's get to the fairway. Or sorry, not the fairway. The bunkering. So with these round shapes, I'm just going to use that same brush that I use, which is just an oval shaped brush. And I'm going to make it pretty deep. It's going to be trouble if you're in there. I can even go deeper than that. Here we go. Now go around and flatten this part. I'm able to hold down the A button. Let's make it a little bit flatter on top. And that bunker is looking good. So here I'm going to do roughly the same thing. Now I didn't use the exact oval brush here. It's a little bit sloppier, but it's close enough that we can still use the same technique. Go down quite significantly, just over a foot. Make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to bring that bottom part down even more. Alright, we'll do the same thing. And we're done with those two. Alright, so definitely some trouble there. See the lighting, just the shadow here. See, I like those dark shadows. They just make those bunkers kind of a little bit more menacing, which I like. Alright, so I'm going to use this soft brush here and go down about 5 inches. So I did a little bit more bunkering. I think it was in the second episode. That was on hole 1. Techniques are nothing really new, I don't think I'm going to show you guys. more of just a... Just realized I'm using raise, aren't I? I told you guys to use flatten. Wondering why it wasn't looking that great. Flatten, not raise. There we go. That gives it a bit more depth. Not even following my own advice here. And that bunker is done. I like the look. Actually, just gonna bring this edge down a little bit. That's better. Okay. Now these bunkers here, again, I'm just gonna help them out a little bit. They're a little bit flat. That one especially. And we're gonna use that hill a little bit. And just raise that up a bit. There we go. So, again, just using the flatten tool. Just running through the whole thing. It's a little bit shallower, but I tend to make fairway bunkers definitely shallower. Alright. There we go. And alright, lots of bunkers here. There we go, these are looking nice. Okay. This bunker's a little bit ugly right now, so I'm gonna see if I can do anything with it. If not, I might remake it. No, that's fine. I'm okay with it. Oops. Let's raise that up a bit. Okay. There we go. Those are done. Still got a bunch more bunkers to do. So we'll do our little 3 in a rows here. So again, I'm making it just a little bit smaller. Make these pretty deep. I want to make them very similar, so I'm going to put them all at 8 inches. Step back. Perfect. I love that shadow there. Alright. Okay. Those 3 bunkers are looking really good, actually. Yeah, those are nice. Those are big trouble if you're in them, too. Alright, a little bit more bunker work here. With the sky. Okay. Alright. This one, because it just used a single shape, I'm going to try to use that same shape and see what I can come up with. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to bump it down 10 inches. Yeah, and then I got to go over it again with the smaller fuzzy brush. Didn't quite turn out. So I'm going to make it really small, and I'm going to go through just the middle. bit deeper. There we go. I'm excited about this course. Sometimes you get in a bit of a rut. So yeah, I don't know, I have to find something to make it interesting. I can never build in the same theme back to back. Like my last course was a very open Highlands course. This is going to be a bit more tight, closed in countryside. So some similarities, but some differences too. Alright, our bunkers are done, guys. Okay, perfect. Now, I like the kind of roller coaster feel to this hole. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, heavy rough. I like putting a little layer of heavy rough around just the whole outskirts of the hole. Couple purposes. It gets rid of those ugly plants close to the border. I think it just gives it a bit cleaner look. However, you got to be careful because sometimes in some themes it doesn't blend that well. But I'm okay with this for this this course. I don't do this all the time. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper here, otherwise it looks a little funny. Basically kind of outlines the boundary of my hole. Alright. So I'm gonna go and do this whole hill. I think it just looks a little bit better. Now, if you want to look at someone who does this really well, take a look at Reeb Doog. He does his Bison Run course. He did a really good job of blending the heavy rough with that browner grass. Much better than what I'm doing. I highly recommend you check it out. Just his course. It's a marvelous course. Alright. So that's good for now. Oh yeah, I'm digging this hole. Alright, let's do a little bit more elevation work here. This is a little bit too steep. So again, just going to use this. And I'm just going to make it a little bit gentler. Down the hill there. Now, whoop, hold on. Messed up. There we go. Just brought that back up a little bit. Okay. See how my heavy rough is not blending that well. It's pretty jarring from that to that, so I'm going to try to just blend it a little bit more. This is the next area I'm going to work on down here. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's make it a little bit flatter. There we go. Raise in areas. So again, I'm doing everything with this one brush. Just raising it just little bits, and it's like you're ironing out wrinkles, but you're not overly doing it or overdoing it. Okay, I like it. Alright, so next we're going to move on to the tee box. I'm going to do a similar tee box to the first hole, which is just 2 rectangular boxes. Alright, so fairly large. Again, I use fairway, and then I go over to rough, do the same thing. So again, green first, offset this one a bit, switch over to rough, make it a little bit bigger, and lay some rough down. Then we'll flatten it using that same tool, or same shape. Oh geez, that's not what I wanted to do. Undo. Alright. There we go. So now we'll throw in the little touches. I used to on tee boxes, you do like benches and all. I haven't stopped bothering with that. They're a nice touch, but yeah, you don't really need them, especially on each hole. Alright, I think I went blue, white, red, green, didn't I? So blue, white, red, green. Now, I want to take a look at this tee shot. I like the semi-blind uphill, but is it too blind currently? I like it. Oh, hold on. I have it on True Sim mode. I was playing a True Sim last night. So let's change all this. There we go. Look at the difficulty of this drive. It's not that difficult. It's a big fairway too, so. And let's take a look at the second shot. 260. That is dead on what I want. Because that gives people, you know, I could go for this. That. So, I like that. And any tailwind is gonna, you know, send you along. Any headwind will probably make you think better as to lay up. So, many different ways this hole can be played. Now, I did notice it was maybe a little bit. Could have used a bit of a raise here. Just like that. So not much. Okay, what did we do on the first hole with yardage markers? We did, okay, all 3 of them. So we'll do that again. Global signs, find my 200 marker first. Again, these are totally optional. So, again, and it's not very accurate either. They're just, you know, a couple extra little things on my course. 50, 50, and finally 100. 100. There we go. Okay. Well, we're getting a little bit ahead of schedule here. I think we can start working on a little bit of planting. So, let's start with treeing this thing. So we'll start with trees. Again, I just want to take one more look at the tee shot first. I like the blindness of it. Yeah, it's definitely wider than the first hole. That's okay. Tend to make par fives a bit, you know, bigger. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm fine with an easier drive there. It's not necessarily going to be easy if you got a headwind in your face too, because then all the bunkers really come into play, or even a crosswind too. So, highly recommend you test offline. So, hit go offline, and then into the game, or sorry, from the menu, hit go offline, and then go to your unpublished courses, and you can play your partially done courses with different kinds of wind, which is very helpful. Alright, let's put some trees down. And this is... the trees kind of frame your hole, especially on this course here. So I'm still thinking putting the third tee around there, so I'm not going to overly tree this area, because I want people to be able to see that. The back of the green, though, can be treed. We'll do that. Okay. And this kind of just whatever feels right for you. There's no right way to plant. I would make it look varied. Don't put the same tree next to each other. Don't spam them like that. Then you get, you know, weird looks. That didn't actually look terrible. That was kind of an interesting thing there. Anyway, I'm mixing up my type of tree, my size of tree. Getting rid of no willows for now. A couple of these trees I also want to tuck them a little bit closer. So if you hit over to the edge here, show you my thinking. I'll put a tree there, because if you land it here, that's gonna start affecting your second shot, which I like. So it's gonna make people think twice to really just let her rip and have no regard for what might be beyond the hill. Now I just want to look at the first hole again. The first hole isn't overly treed, so I think I might be over treeing here. So I'm going to take a few of these out. I'm doing a few too many trees. Oops. Alright. So here we got to worry a bit about shadows. I don't want any shadows covering my bunkers. At least not too much of them anyway. I might do a little bit more with bushes here than anything. And if you put big trees up front, it kind of masks the fact that you don't have a ton of trees up ahead. Put a big oak tree on the... No, not a... Well, this kind of oak tree, maybe. so yeah, this is really just kind of framing my hole. I love the countryside trees. I think they're the best sets of trees in the game. There's just so many. There we go. That's, again, a little bit different shot. Alright. That's really closed it in there. Just do a single elm tree on its own there. Perfect. Now we also need to consider what we want to do with the cart path. I think I'm going to have it bring up the right side again and then loop it around the green and bring it up. I think that's the plan. But I think we're going to save that for episode 6. So, in this episode, we have shaped our bunkers, we did our tee boxes, and we've got a general framework for what our trees are going to look like. So, we got a nice looking couple holes here so far. I'm liking how this is going. So again, any questions, comments, ideas even for this course, please post in the comments below, and I'll get on for future episodes. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you soon.